Yeah, welcome back, my ass. It's like, after such a long time being a pastor in my own body, I don't even know if people remember me anymore. But I'll make this video anyway because I'm kind of obligated to, at least as far as morals go. As you can see, it's the St. Patty's Day video because I'm wearing green Luigi onesie, the only one I could find in my size. And I might as well amp up the green a bit. Turn bedroom light green.
Okay.
There's some green for you. You can kind of barely notice it because the sun's coming in, but yeah, I turned the lighting green. Pretty cool, huh? At least I don't have to amp it up in effects and make your eyes bleed. So the reason I'm making this video is while I was, gone, the Cape guy sort of got into my Twitter and started tweeting like weird, twisted versions of things that were on my mind at the time. The thing is, they were real things I was really thinking, but he twisted them in such a way that it makes it look worse than it actually is. So he figured you guys would unfollow me or ignore me or whatever. Thankfully, for the most part, it didn't work until, I started doing my YouTube stuff. But I figured, for the interest of morality and truth, I'd go through some of the tweets he left and try to untwist some of them. I'm going to start with the ones I'm comfortable with today, and if you want me to do more in shorts or whatever, let me know and maybe I'll do some more. That is, if people still watch me. Anyway, let's start. Alright, this one's about Deltarune. I was pissed off because at one point I made a video about Deltarune spoilers. And one of the first things I noticed while I was sitting back and while he was checking my YouTube was that there were a bunch of Deltarune 2 spoilers on the front page. Like, more so than usual. I don't know why they recommended it to me. I don't even watch any of them. So, at that point I was really mad. So he tweeted that I never want to play the game again. Well, I still do, but not now. Like, I want to wait for the hype to die down, and I want to wait until I can put aside some time for me to do Chapter 1 again, because I'm now being told by some sources that some of the stuff that happens in Chapter 2 is dependent on what you do in Chapter 1 for, like, better endings and stuff. This one's about Thanksgiving, and, with, like, all the things that I've seen in Thanksgiving with, like, the beer and the football and the turkey. And I've been around for, like, a good chunk of the pandemic, and they said something about, like, Thanksgiving being worse because, like, we had to deal with, like, racist older relatives before, but now we have to deal with, like, those same racist older relatives also being anti-vax. And the whole thing made no sense. But the part that I don't think is true is that we're skipping Thanksgiving because we don't need it. That's more of, like, what I want to happen, not, like, what's actually happening. Because, like, we celebrate Thanksgiving as a celebration of the meal we shared with the Native Americans when they were kind to us and showed us their hospitality when we discovered the New World. However, that being said, it didn't help that in the days following, we pretty much wiped them out and stole their lands. Like, it wasn't all of us on the crew that did that, but the fact remains that some of us wanted to do that because we were greedy, selfish bastards. And all we can do is just try to atone for it. Try to be more respectful to the people that came before us. Alright, the middle name thing, the reason I don't reveal my middle name is the same reason I don't reveal my zip code. It is because if I give the internet enough information to do a white pages lookup on me, I'm basically asking for trouble. I'm Michael Page, and that's all you need to know. And I live in northern Lower Michigan, and that's all you need to know. This one came about when a lot of the right-wing politicians were trying to cancel Big Bird as a druggie for getting the COVID vaccine. And I noticed that a lot of people weren't trying to do the same thing to Santa Claus. Because, like, the year prior, I think it was 2020, Fauci himself said that he flew all the way to the North Pole to give Santa the vaccine so that he could enter your house and deliver your presents in a safe manner. Like, why weren't they trying to cancel Santa Claus? Or maybe they were and I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. But I can imagine like a good chunk of them are trying not to ruin their kids' vision of Santa Claus, so they're just sitting there and stewing in their own hatred and trying not to blow up. This thread, like, the only twisting done is me sounding aggressive. The content of it is pretty much true. That if I don't like you, normally I would be up in your face about it and tell you to shove off and to just stay out of my life. But there are people that I care about that do like you or trust you, so I'm pretty much trying to keep my mouth shut, not ruin anything. There's some people in all my groups that are like that, and I try to deal with them as little as possible. And ultimately, I hope that they could respect that and try not to go try and make me like them or try and attack me for not liking them or whatever. This one was based off of a post that I saw on a compilation from The Click. People were identifying as trans-vaccinated. Basically, they're not vaccinated, but they're identifying as vaccinated because they think that means something. Either that or they're just looking for an edgy way to piss off pro-vaccine people and trans people at the same time. It's really disgusting. I don't think I had to explain that. And don't even get me started on trans autistic people. This one speaks more to me on a soul level. Like if I want to make videos with other people, it's because they're fun videos and I like making fun videos, so I make the fun videos. But the thing about making the fun videos with the other people is human nature. People are unpredictable and weird, and you have to make sure your editing can accommodate for that. Most of my videos are made by myself because they're easier to make and I have more control over them, which leads to a greater final project in terms of completing it. But like, I understand it may not be as fun unless I'm doing it live. Okay, this one, basically, I'm not going to say their name because this person has kept me anonymous in what they did. Basically, this guy found one of my videos where I called their videos shit or something, and they made an Animaniacs joke about it, which I guess I should have seen that coming. They love cartoons. I figured that'd be a good way to get back at me, and it was funny the way they did that. But like, I was scared because there were people in the comments like trying to figure out who this person was that dared defile the name of their brilliance. Like, they weren't doing death threats, but they were pretty much doing everything but. One person even outed me. Thankfully, nobody paid attention. So, because nobody figured out who I was, and the person that made that response made sure to keep it that way, I just figured I'd write it off as a funny joke and move on. But then there was one thing in particular that kind of made me mad again. In a later video, they pointed to one of the series that they actually did that I liked, and pointed to the part where I said that's clearly the series they enjoy doing, and I like it, and I would like to see more of it. In that video, they pointed out that ever since I made that video, I never showed up in their comments. Gee, I wonder why I never show up in their comments after that one thing. Anyway, they announced that they're canceling the series and they're never doing it again. And so I pretty much give up on this person at this point. If they're not going to even attempt to understand my perspective or listen to me for what I'm trying to tell them, at least consider perspectives other than themselves, like, then I just don't know why I waste my time, like, helping people. This one actually got people to reply, and like, people were arguing about it, like, seriously having debates over this little thing. I don't think British humor is objectively superior, but I do prefer it more than American humor because, British humor doesn't pull any punches. Like, they can make jokes about abortions and children and 9/11, and nobody bats an eye. It pushes the envelope, sure, but, like, that's what comedy is. Comedy is about timing and a little bit of suffering. Like, you can't make jokes without the jokes being at the expense of someone. Like, in every bit of, like, prominent humor, there's always the essence of suffering, and every time you try to mitigate it or get rid of it, it just plain sucks. That one actually wasn't twisted at all. Don't even fucking start with me on blockchain and cryptocurrency and NFTs. Just fuck right off. Yeah, this tweet was a follow-up to the fuck up and laugh my ass off one I showed earlier. Basically, their videos are still dull and boring and stupid, and I still don't like them. And I guess he tried to throw me under the bus by saying their name, but thankfully, I guess someone intervened and removed the name, so hopefully they don't figure it out. Oh yeah, this one, he basically amplified my anger up to 11 because I was already, like, steamed when I saw this trend happening, but he pretty much aggravated it to boiling point. Because, like, this was happening at a time when, Smash released their final DLC character, and Sakurai was, he pretty much did his business. He left, and Smash Ultimate has its full roster, the gang's all there, and that's how it is. Unfortunately, there are people that still have their blank for Ultimate accounts thinking something's gonna happen. It's not. And not only that, I keep seeing new accounts and new hashtags popping up sometimes. Resident Evil Village came out, and everyone was simping for Lady Dimitrescu. And as a result, I inevitably saw Dimitrescu for Smash was trending. And internally, my response, along with a lot of people's, was, what the hell are you thinking? There's no more Smash DLC. What are you doing? I think he added the part where I'm starting to not like the Nintendo community, because I don't think it's the Nintendo community as a whole that keeps voting for people in Smash, even though there's not going to be any more people in Smash. I think it's just a select few crazy individuals that deny reality. Probably the same type that want My Little Pony Friendship is Marriage to continue for 5 seasons and end with all the main 6 being alicorns. And those were some of the tweets that he posted on my behalf. I dodged some particularly out there ones because I wanted to save those for another video. I figured I'd go, like, not too intense this time, a little more lighthearted, because I don't know if people are even watching me. I don't know if people even care about the rest. Let me know in the comments what you think, and if I should do more or whatever. Who am I kidding? Nobody, like, all you watch is that pretty pony, right? All those freaking gameplay videos that he does with his friends. You like seeing people have fun. You don't like seeing some neurotic person talking into a camera and complaining about life. wish I could go back to the way things were, but I'm just not in the mood.